Alana, congratulations.
Thank you.
I suppose by now it's how long? 3 weeks?
Yes, yeah.
Since you were crowned. The reality has sunk in a bit by now?
Yes, it has.
How were Mum and Dad on the Saturday night when they heard that you'd won?
They were so excited. I could just see their faces when they called out Taranaki. I had about 40 supporters who were over on the right-hand side. And
We heard.
Yeah. The crowd erupted and people were standing on their chairs. I looked over and my granddad, who's 85, was down from Taranaki and he was in tears and my parents were hugging and crying and they were just so proud. So yeah, it was a really exciting time for them.
Really neat.
Yeah.
That's good, that's good. And since then, it's been fairly frantic,
Yes.
fairly hectic.
It's been very busy.
What have you been up to?
Well, I'm actually going to be going on holiday in 3 weeks' time to visit my sister in Japan, and from there I'm going to be going to Ireland to represent New Zealand at the NZ Rose of Tralee. So I've got a few weeks to get prepared. So first of all, before I could get all these 19 outfits that I will need for when I'm over there, I need to do some fundraising. So I had a bit of an auction night at my parents' beach villas, and I had 90 family and friends come around, and Butler's Chocolates donated a big box of chocolates, and a bar up the road, Butler's Bar, Reefing Bar, they also provided a limited edition bottle of whiskey, and so all sorts of people donated goods, and then we had a fantastic auction and raised a lot of money. So that was an awesome night to celebrate with friends and family that couldn't come down, and also with members of the Irish Club as well. So it was a great evening, and then since then, just last Saturday I had an evening at Rosie's Irish Pub and we watched the game, and unfortunately the Irish took a bit of a walloping, but I was proud of our All Blacks. They played a great game, so we fundraised quite a bit that night too. So it's been really good, and now I'm down in Wellington to do a bit of shopping and get my outfits and organise all sorts of things. So yeah, it's going really well.
Excellent, excellent. One of the things that intrigues me is why every year with the Roses is why they enter. Yeah. Why did you enter this year's contest?
Well, you know, my mum's name is Nuala Flanagan, and so whenever we see Irish people in some way, when I travel to Ireland with her, she would say that, and people would be like, oh, you can't get more Irish than that, can you, you know? So I've always been aware of my Irish heritage and been really proud of that, because I think really highly of all the Irish people that I've met. They're just so fun-loving, so hospitable, and just great people. So I did sort of get persuaded by friends to enter, but then when I did, I've learnt so much about my Irish heritage. You know, I found out more information, and it's sparked conversations with members of my family, so people are sharing more. So it's been great for my whole family to get involved and to talk about it and know more about our Irish side. And it's been a reason for my parents and family to celebrate, and friends to get together to celebrate, to have a bit of fun, and it's brought our family closer. It's awesome. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So you grew up knowing that you had Irish background.
Yes.
Did you grow up knowing about the Rose of Tralee and ever think one day?
Yeah. Not from a very, very small age, but I travelled to Ireland with my parents when I was 11, and we went through Tralee to go to Innis, where my family is from over there. So I heard about it when I was there, and I was like, oh, this sounds exciting, sort of thing, and so it sparked my interest. And then I worked on super yachts a couple of years ago, and the owners were Irish. And when they heard that I had Irish ancestry, they were so excited, and they were telling me all about it. And they're like, you have to enter. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure, you know. But, you know, coming back to New Zealand and with a friend entering and things like that, I got more interested, and I decided I'd have a go. And now I'm going back to Ireland, so it's really exciting.
Yet another trip.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent. You worked on super yachts?
Yes, I did.
What was that all about? What were you doing?
Well, it was after university. I'd been there for 4 years, and I decided that I wanted to do something a bit different, travelling, but earn some good money as well. So yes, I went over to the south of France and had a CV in hand, and yeah, I managed to find a job on a yacht with Irish owners, and I was a stewardess, so doing all the service and cleaning and all that sort of thing, and around the south of France and other places.
Must have been tough.
It was hard work, it's full on, but it was great. I met such awesome people and had a really good time. So. I'm glad I did it.
You had 4 years at university?
Yes.
Doing what?
I did a BCom in marketing and a BA in European studies. So, and with
Where?
In the Otago University.
At Otago.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it down there. It's great.
So although you're from Taranaki, you've also got strong ties to Otago.
Yes, I do.
Or at least emotional ties.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now you said earlier that you had travelled to Innis, is it? Where your family's from?
Yes.
What's your memory of where the family came from?
Well, when I was 11, when we went there, I remember Mum talked about a lot that a lot of the records disappeared during that time because it was during the potato famine that Michael Flanagan came out. So, and there was all sorts of wars and things happening during that time, and a lot of records were lost. So we know we have a marriage certificate and birth certificate, and we know that he was from Innis, but we don't actually know where he lived there or where he grew up. So we went there and we walked around and we're just soaking up the atmosphere of where he came from and sort of getting a feel for it. So I remember just feeling really intrigued by it all, and I wanted to know more. I was very curious about it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Okay. And what is it like? Is it a rural area that he came from?
It's a rural area. No, I remember for some reason being by water. It was a bit of a city. There was water and things, yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while ago, yeah.
But he left during the famine,
Yes.
as did so many others.
Yes, yeah, they
Right.
had to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went back when you were 11?
Yeah. Oh, so I was there when I was 11 for the first time.
Right.
And then I went back to Ireland when I was 18. I did a gap year.
Right.
After school.
And then came back to New Zealand to do 4 years at university
Yes.
in marketing.
Yeah.
And then off to the south of France, CV
Yes.
in hand,
Yes.
to find yourself a job.
I did.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But now you're back in Taranaki
I am.
doing...
So I'm working for the events team at the council at the moment. For the last year I've been the recreation and events administrator, but hopefully when I get back from Ireland I'm going to be taking on the marketing coordinator role there. So first of all, when I started the job, it was Rugby World Cup time, and so I was really excited to be involved in the events side, and my team was in charge of getting the venue ready because we had 3 Rugby World Cup games, including the Irish versus USA game. So we also had to get the town prepared, the airport, all sorts of things. I organised 5 blocks in town to be dressed up with sort of all sorts of things from the different countries that were coming, Namibia, Ireland, yeah, so that they felt welcome, so everyone sort of adopted a second team. So I was involved in all sorts, had my fingers in all sorts of different pies, and acted as the PA for the Rugby World Cup manager in the council, liaising with the New Zealand rugby sort of side.
But in addition to work,
Yes.
you're also something of an outdoorsy girl, I believe.
Yeah.
You've just recently done some challenges, some interesting outdoor adventures.
Yeah, I have.
Tell me about that.
Well, I really wanted to push myself this year, and I wanted to get a bit more, get outside and take advantage of Taranaki, because we're right by the coast, but we have a beautiful mountain with amazing ranges and places to trek. So I applied to do a 24-hour adventure race, and what the council does is they choose 4 people from all around the council, so none of us knew each other, and we had to train together, and we did a 24-hour adventure race in Coromandel in March, and it was huge. Like, we did so much training, and it's mountain biking, kayaking and trekking, and it's orienteering.
And you all have to do all of them?
We all have to do all of it. So it was an amazing adventure.
Had you done any kayaking before?
I had done kayaking in really nice weather in Nelson and in beautiful places with the sun shining, but it wasn't quite like that. When we trained or up in the Coromandel, it was really windy and rainy, and it wasn't as much fun as I'd experienced before.
And the cycling?
And the cycling?
You had a bike when you were young, I assume,
Yes.
but competitive racing cycling was new?
Yes, yeah, it was new.
And hard work?
Yes, it was. It was more off-road, and so it was gravel, and it was a bit harder, but I quite liked it. It was nice when you're out there to mix it up, so you're not doing the same thing for the whole time.
And you see some more of that coming at you in the next few years?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll do the ones as long. That was definitely a challenge, and it does also consume your life. You need to do a lot of training for it, but I'd like to do shorter adventure races, maybe 6 to 8 hour ones would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we turn our attention now to Tralee, to
Yes.
the festival? You said that you had heard about it when you were in Ireland earlier and thought it sounded quite exciting. I'm sure that since you were selected as the New Zealand Rose, you've had a lot of people tell you a lot about the event.
Yes.
What's the picture you've got in your mind? What sort of things are you anticipating being faced with?
Well, I hear that we get treated like celebrities, really, and it's an amazing adventure. I hear that it's, you're up at 6 in the morning and you're going to bed at 12 to 2 o'clock in the morning, so you're busy throughout the whole day. And I'm really excited because we'll get to see lots of different sites around Dublin. We'll get to go to the Guinness Storehouse and see lots of different places, and also meet lots of people from different Irish communities as well. So as we're travelling from Dublin, we go to Westport, Limerick, and then we end up in Tralee. So we're going to be meeting so many different people, from young children, our little rosebuds, to dignitaries and that sort of thing, and having interviews with media, and yeah, it just sounds like heaps of fun. And you just get to know the 32 girls, or 31 other girls, really well, and you have a whole bunch of fun. And we get escorts to look after us, so sounds great.
Is there a downside? Even escorts?
Well, you never know what can happen. You never know what experience you're going to have, but from what I've heard, I hear that you just make wonderful friendships, and I just want to take all the positive things out of it. I know I'll be exhausted, I know it will be tiring at times and things, but I think overall it's going to be a wonderful and a hugely memorable experience.
And when you return, what is Taranaki Irish Society going to expect of you?
I don't actually know exactly what they'll expect of me. I know that I'm going to be part of the Irish committee, and so I will be involved in organising the Taranaki regional competition, and also the nationals that we'll have in Taranaki, which I love because I do events and things like that. So I can't wait to be involved and to promote the Rose of Tralee in different ways. So I might be speaking at different events and organising things with them. But I guess I've been too focused on going to Ireland the last few weeks, so I haven't quite chatted to them about that.
So the international festival's like a big block. Beyond that, you're not sure?
Yes.
Fair enough. Alana, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
From not only the Hutt Valley Irish Society, but all of the Irish community in New Zealand, you go to Tralee with our very best wishes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope to do you all proud.